My name's Lynne. Welcome to St John's Guest House. We've been here for just over 2 years, so still fairly new to Weymouth. And so this happening this year was all a bit of a shock to us, really. We didn't expect it. We were hoping that at this time of year we'd be getting a lot busier, but we're not. And we're just praying to be able to open later in the year. At this stage, I think we're waiting for government advice on when we can open, hopefully around about the beginning of July. That's what's being talked about at the moment, but we need to know for sure. We're starting to plan how we'll manage it then. I think there'll be 3 areas that we need to focus on, one being making sure our guests and we keep a social distance. Making sure that obviously any food that we're delivering to them is done in a safe manner. And the third area, obviously, which is really key, is cleanliness. So from a social distancing perspective, we would probably cut our occupancy down to start with to ensure that we're not full. All of our rooms are en suite, so once the guests are in their rooms, at least they're on their own. We would make sure that our public areas, so we have a guest lounge on the first floor, but we wouldn't use that to start with, again, because we wouldn't really need our guests to be mingling with other guests. And for serving breakfast, this is the dining room, but we would do it in a staggered way to ensure that guests are here maybe 1 or 2 at each sitting. So we would maybe a lighter breakfast in their room, a hot sandwich or a continental breakfast, fruit juices and yogurt. Perspective, that's obviously really key. We make sure that our rooms, I think we're pretty good on cleaning our rooms anyway, but we'd make sure that we're cleaning with the appropriate products. On arrival, we'd ensure that guests are using a hand sanitizer to start with, and then I think it's our responsibility to make sure that our public areas, like the banisters mainly, are kept clean on a regular basis during the day. We also need to find out again from government advice if we need to be airing our rooms between guests. We don't know that at the moment, but there could be a possibility that again we would need to stagger our bookings. I think at the moment so much is up in the air that we're not really sure about, so we need that advice. From a food perspective, as I say, we would be either offering guests to have breakfast in the dining room or to have it in their rooms. But I think the main area there would be to make sure that we're not using a buffet that other people can touch. We have a cereal dispenser that we normally use. Again, that would be moved and everything would be brought to make sure as much as possible that we can keep our guests safe from that perspective. In the meantime, we actually launched doing afternoon teas last year, mainly for guests that are staying with us, but also for some locals. So we're just this be launching an afternoon tea takeaway. So we'll do it as a delivery for local Weymouth people. So far, we advertised it this week, and we've got 17 afternoon teas for this weekend. So we're going to be pretty busy. It'll take enough to get my head into gear about cooking again. So from a safety perspective for doing our afternoon teas, we're obviously registered for providing food on premises anyway, and so our hygiene in the kitchen would be as normal, as standard. And we've used the Dorset Council website to make sure that we're following any guidance from them as regards to delivering it and specific for takeaways, making sure our driver, which would be my husband Andy, this is very much a family business, knows exactly how to deliver, leaving on the doorstep, again keeping a respectful distance from the guests that we deliver to, so the